Let us immerse ourselves in the time of ancient dynasties, where empires stood as symbols of power and civilization. In the world of the Sumerians, Assyrians, and ancient Egyptians, the Neo-Babylonian Empire shone brightly like a star in the historical sky. When it comes to ancient civilizations, we often think of illustrious names such as the pharaohs of Egypt, the ruthless Assyrian kings, or the formidable presence of the Roman Empire. But have you ever been curious about the Neo-Babylonian Empire, an empire whose influence rivaled that of its larger counterparts? In 627 BCE, the nominal ruler of Assyria in Babylon, Kandalanu, passed away, leaving the Babylonian throne vacant for nearly a year. During this period, Nabopolassar, a new ruler, began his dynasty in November 626 BCE. However, the Assyrian king at that time, Sin-shara-ishkun, refused to recognize Nabopolassar and expelled him, forcing him to flee south to the city of Uruk. There were rumors that Nabopolassar's family had origins there, and thus, Sealand, a coastal city, provided refuge and a base for the new king to resist Assyria for several years. By the end of 620 BCE, Nabopolassar had gained control over almost all of Babylonia, including the city of Nippur. The army of Mendes advanced into the Arapaka region of Assyria and captured the city of Ashur in 614 BCE. Following this event, Nabopolassar and the Babylonian army went to Ashur to negotiate with Cyaxares, the leader of the Medes, aiming to establish an alliance before each side pursued their own campaigns. They regrouped in the summer of 612 BCE as Babylon and the Medes joined forces to seize Nineveh, the capital of Assyria. Despite a 3-month siege, Sin-shara-ishkun continued to command his forces in the west. The new king of Assyria, Ashurbanipal II, reorganized his forces at the cities of Carchemish and Haran, along with the support of Egyptian allies to resist. However, Assyria was permanently erased from the map. The collapse of Assyria was unthinkable for most ancient Near Eastern nations. In 605 BCE, Nabopolassar's son achieved victory over Egypt, paving the way for Babylon to occupy the entire Levant region. Following Nabopolassar's death, his son, Nabopolassar II, ascended to the throne of Babylon. This new monarch continued campaigns throughout the Levant, subjugating areas that resisted his rule and imposing taxes to beautify the capital city of Babylon. However, Nabopolassar II could not suppress Egypt as Assyria had done previously, mainly due to rebellions from Judah, Phoenicia, and Aram. The kingdom of Judah realized that Babylon, a former ally, had become a greedy and ruthless power, but it was too late. In 601 BCE, King Jehoiakim of Judah openly defied Babylon, and Nebuchadnezzar attacked Jerusalem in 598 or 597 BCE. After the siege, Jehoiakim died, and his son, Jehoiachin, succeeded him, but was captured and sent to Babylon as a prisoner. In this conflict, Babylon destroyed the Temple of Jerusalem and took a large number of captives back to Babylon as exiles. However, there was one rebellious land that escaped control, at least for a time, and that was the Phoenician city under the rule of Tyre. Tyre's center was located on an island and avoided prolonged attacks for 13 years. Tyre reached an agreement with Nabopolassar II, allowing them to maintain local sovereignty while Babylon would have suzerainty and use of the formidable navy. This navy subsequently became part of the Babylonian fleet. Along with regaining independence, a new era began, and construction activities flourished throughout the country. Emperor Nebuchadnezzar II ordered the restoration of all major structures of the empire, especially the Etemenanki Ziggurat and the Ishtar Gate, the most prominent gateway among the 8 gates of Babylon. However, his most notable undertaking was the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, a symbol of wealth and romance, built as a gift for Queen Amytis. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, is celebrated as a remarkable feat of engineering with its vibrant terraced gardens adorned with a variety of plants, shrubs, and vines, creating a lush, sparkling landscape built upon mud brick structures. The Hanging Gardens are believed to have been constructed in Babylon, near the city of Hilla, in present-day Babel province, Iraq. The name Hanging Gardens derives from the Greek term krimastos, referring to the planting of trees on a high structure such as a balcony or terrace. Josephus, Diodorus Siculus, and Strabo describe the Hanging Gardens of Babylon as a square enclosure with each side approximately 120 meters long, designed in a tiered fashion, with the highest tier rising about 25 meters. The walls, about 7 meters thick, are constructed of bricks. The terraces are deep enough to accommodate the roots of the largest trees, and an irrigation system is provided by screw pumps that lift water from the Euphrates River. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon are adorned with various types of trees, such as olive, cypress, date palm, cherry, fig, and grapevine. According to the records of Babylonian priest Berosus, around 290 BCE, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon were built by King Nebuchadnezzar II as a gift for his wife Amytis, a Median, to provide her with relaxation and remind her of her homeland in the Zagros Mountains, where there are lush green hills and valleys. Indeed, if Nebuchadnezzar II truly built the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, then regardless of his many conquests and achievements laying the foundation for the Babylonian Empire, ultimately he is most remembered for the magnificent gift he bestowed upon the woman he loved. In 562 BCE, the departure of Nabopolassar II marked the end of an era, signaling the gradual decline of the Neo-Babylonian Empire. Amel-Marduk, his son, ascended to the throne, but his reign began to falter after only 2 brief years. Babylonian historian Berosus, writing in the 4th century BCE, recorded that Amel-Marduk was killed by his brother-in-law Neriglissar, who then seized power and ruled for 4 years. Some scholars believe that Neriglissar may have married Kashaya, the daughter of Nabopolassar II, which could have been his claim to the throne. However, Neriglissar's reign was short-lived, and his son, Labashi-Marduk, succeeded him, but was also slain by Nabonidus, the son of Adagupi, a devotee of the god Marduk. Nabonidus, initially a bureaucrat, participated in a plot to overthrow Labashi-Marduk and ascend to the throne. Upon becoming king, he restored the temple of the god Sin in Haran, causing tensions with the followers of Marduk. His decision to establish the administrative center in Taima, outside the metropolitan area, made governing the Babylonian Empire more challenging, especially with threats emerging from the Medes and Persians. Nabonidus's absence from the New Year festival led the Babylonians to believe that the empire's existence depended on the god Marduk, fueling discontent within society. The external threat from the Medes became more apparent as they shifted from Babylonian allies to adversaries. Nabonidus formed an alliance with King Cyrus of Persia, and after Cyrus overthrew the Median kingdom, the Persians became the dominant power in the eastern Zagros region. At this point, Nabonidus realized that the Persians were the true threat, but it was too late. In 540 BCE, King Cyrus of Persia launched a campaign to conquer the Babylonian Empire. With military superiority and strategic prowess, Cyrus's army defeated the Babylonian forces commanded by Nabonidus. The city of Babylon was considered impregnable, but the sole weakness of its defense system was the Euphrates River flowing through its center. The Babylonians had installed a metal mesh barrier across the river to allow the flow of water into the city while preventing outside intrusion, but this mesh did not reach the riverbed. Cyrus deployed his main forces at the point where the river entered the city, and another wing at the point where the river exited the city, while he himself led a third force to dig a canal, diverting water from the Euphrates into the old moat outside the city, causing the river's flow to drop to a level that could be waded through. The 2 Persian wings swiftly moved in and captured the city. Due to its vast size, When the area adjacent to the city walls fell into Persian hands, those in the central area of the city, coincidentally holding a night festival, continued dancing and reveling until morning, unaware of the turn of events. As Emperor Cyrus entered Babylon, he declared himself the liberator of the Babylonian people from the rule of Nabonidus. He also proclaimed himself as the true patron of the god Marduk, whom Nabonidus had neglected. Cyrus's victory did not inflict damage upon the city of Babylon and its neighboring regions, as the Persian forces were instructed to respect the Babylonians' beliefs and not instill fear in them. The Babylonian Empire collapsed completely and became part of the Persian Empire. This conquest enriched the Persian Empire and showcased the wealth of the Babylonian land. What are your thoughts on the Neo-Babylonian Empire? A mighty empire or a realm of sentimental kings? Share your opinions in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to continue the journey of exploring ancient history. Thank you for your attention and listening.